Hi everyone, welcome back to another book review. Today we're doing Why A Students Work for C Students by Robert Teriyaki. It has a T in here for a reason. Last time we left off talking about the quadrants and the taxes paid for quadrants to ESBI. Also, I just got more races, not more, but it tightened, and it feels weird. Anyways, okay.
Did you ask them for extra thing to cover it?
What do you mean? No.
Well, if you hurt, then too bad. You're responsible for it. Okay.
Okay, so and then we also talked about the gorillas. And let's see, what was on today? So, keep moving. Okay.
Next time, use the bookmark. You know where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to work smart, not hard.
Yeah. Okay. So it says, what age should you start teaching your child? I don't have COVID. About money. So we're talking about when they should start learning. So the question is, what age should you start teaching your child about money? The answer is the moment they could tell the difference between a $1 bill and a $5 bill, which is really early. So you have to teach about money really early. And you have the windows. First window is age 0 to 12. Second window is 12 to 24. Third window is 24 to 36. And after that, you just stop learning, I think. So, alright, so age 1, not birth, or 0, not 1. 0 to 12, it says quantum learning. And so from there, they learn their senses, taste, touch, sight, scent, and hearing. I think that's all 5. I think they say there's more than 5, but those are the 5 famous ones. And that's when their brain starts splitting in half, apparently. They have the left side of their brain, the right side of their brain. Now that you think about it, your brain is pretty much just like split in half, which is really weird. But that's kind of how it works. The left half is more math, talking, science, reading, writing, and the left side, and then the right side of your brain is creative, like arts, singing, and that's kind of it. What else is creative? All right. So apparently, if a child is left-handed, they're right brain dominant in a way, and that means you're more creative if you're right hand. Now you're more creative if you're a left-hander, because almost no people write the left hand. So some people do. There are like 3 people who write for left hand with their left hand in the school. There's like one in my class always. But then right-handed means you're left-hand dominant, which that explains why most students from school write with the right hand, because they remember everything the school teaches them, everything but a lot. Okay, so it says you learn a lot quicker from age 0 to 12 because their head is like clay, and that's kind of it. Age 12 to 24, rebellious learning. So they do what they're not supposed to do. Where my brother does that a lot. Hopefully I don't do that. I don't do that, right?
Huh?
I don't do that.
Do what?
I'm not rebellious.
You are.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm doing this video.
You know the concepts because you always hide in your room and you always watch cartoon YouTube when you're supposed to be studying on the weekday. When you know that mommy say no. Mm-hmm. You don't know the consequences yet.
Yes. And if they tell you to, like, play outside, you don't play outside. And sometimes when my mom tells me that I can play games, I get bored. I end up not playing games. So that's kind of, it's weird how I'm pretty much forced to do what I'm not supposed to do. I don't know how that works.
Because you learn the bad habits. Now you have from your daddy. You learn the bad habits now. Mommy have good habits. Mommy try to teach you the right habit. It's better to start learning the good habits first.
No. Okay. Why did I say no for no reason? Okay, yes.
Rebellious.
No, it just comes naturally. I say
you don't say no to mommy, okay?
No. Okay,
Did you learn the sales speech that you're not supposed to say no? You have to be agreeable at the beginning?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not selling anything to you because you're not buying anything.
Everything is sell. You want me to accept your ideas, right? That's sell.
Here, I'm selling this book. You can have it.
Go. Come on, focus.
All right. So, that's kind of it. They just say no to everything. Windows 3, professional learning. Apparently they're supposed to learn the slowest, but I'm pretty sure you learn after the age of 36. Have you learned anything above the age of 36?
Yes, but slower. I know that my mind is at the peak when I'm around 20 something, where I don't struggle learning. I have good memories. Oh, even when I was young, I have very good memories, photographic memories. Now I feel like, after I learn something, I forget. I have to rewatch, relearn like that.
Yeah, I think the earliest I remember was me in our old house standing on the wood. You know where we used to read? That place? Like the reading area? I remember just me standing there. Even earlier, it's just a photographic memory of me in the restroom, and that's kind of the earliest I remember. Maybe, actually I don't really remember, and also, apparently my brother's first time remembering was when my dad was yelling at me for hitting him during a game of hide and seek. So, that's kind of it. Windows 3 professional learning, it says it's a very crucial window where they are more professional. They are starting to learn a lot more, not learn a lot more, but they're figuring things out about the world now because they're like out of college, and they're making their way into the world, and they're more professional. They don't yell. They sit in class and go to college and do like nothing. They just learn a lot, and that's kind of it. So it's nothing really special. Their mind isn't clay, and they don't say no a lot. Alright, also, here's what the Robert Kiyosaki said, what he did during each of his windows. In his first window of learning, he was around 12 years old. He had his rich dad who said he and Mike, his best friend, for some reason we don't know Mike that well. Of course, Mike is probably more well known for being Robert Kiyosaki's friend than for what he does. Because I don't really know who Mike is. Like, he had a rich dad too, but maybe Mike sounds familiar, either because like a famous guy named Mike, or Mike is just a common name. But I think Robert ended up being more successful than Mike because he didn't hang out with the rich dad more, but he listened to him more because he'd rather not listen to poor dad. So they weren't so good in school. They were average. Average is supposedly C, but to me, average is B, because C is just kind of failing. Because, like, you never get a D or an F unless you're late or something. There's, like, no reason to get a D or an F. That's just...
You don't do the work.
I know, that just means you didn't do anything. And then C is considered a failing because, like, you can't just be average. It's not how it works. And B is average because, like, everyone in my class has a good B. A is good. That's just good. So,
well, mommy think everything is fail. If you're not first, you're last. If you don't get an A, then everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah. So he wasn't doing so well in school, and his big dad came aside and he said, your grades are important. Like, you're not supposed to purposely fail your classes, but that's important for now. But he's going to tell them a secret into life. And they said, what secret? And he said, my banker has never asked me for my report card. My banker does not care if I was a good student or what school I went to. He said, what does a banker want to see then? A financial statement, which Dad said. And he reached into a file drawer and showed them his financial statement. I'm not sure why would you do that. You don't show your financial statement to everyone you see. Should you?
No. Only people that can help you. Someone that are financially fit, a mentor that's so to be successful, you show it to them so they can help you.
Like, what if I have a 12-year-old friend come over? Would you just come out and show him your financial statements?
Don't do something that has no return. If you show to her what do you expect to get from it in return?
He just did it.
You want him to give you bad advice or what?
He did it. I don't know why he did it.
He showed you to you because he's teaching you guys. That's different. But you're not at the stage where you can teach other kids yet. You have to learn right now. You're at the stage when you learn and learn.
Can you teach them?
Until you become financially fit.
Can you teach them like this guy taught them?
I can't even teach because I'm not financially fit yet. Okay?
Well, give an example of what you shouldn't
I can only teach my own kids because people, they cannot blame me. And other people might blame me. They might think that I'm not good enough to teach them. Okay?
Okay. So he showed them the financial statements, and he used those to create some sort of outline for the game Cash Flow. And I just remember that Cash Flow was created by Robert Kiyosaki, because who else could have created it? So I just remember that it was created by him. And we have Cash Flow. To me, it's not as fun because it's mostly left side of your brain and left right side of your brain. He said he likes Monopoly a lot because it does good for both. Cash Flow is just numbers and kind of boring financial statements, while Monopoly not only deals with numbers, but it gives you creativity. It gives you a map. It gives you houses, plastic houses to play with. You put them everywhere. It even has a jail, so you don't want to end up there. And you can't choose how many dice you roll, because what happens is what happens. You crashed your car, and now you have to stay at your friend's house forever, and you accidentally ran some guy over. You're in jail now. So, yeah, it's kind of realistic. Cash Flow, well, yeah, apparently it's supposed to work better because it's more accurate. It has all different things such as home mortgage, car payments, and all of that. While Monopoly is less detailed, like it doesn't show how much. I mean, you have to pay for your rent, but maybe not for a car. You don't have to pay for your food. You don't have to, you don't even eat out. You don't go have fun. But Cash Flow does actually show that. It even shows your credit cards. And I think only the Game of Life does that. But Robert likes Monopoly because the banking system, the creativity, and just the house part, where you could just buy stuff and rent houses. So this is the Cash Flow thing. Can you see it well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not sure if you saw it. But I'm not sure if you could pause it either, because I don't go on Facebook. I think I just downloaded it a week ago because my mom wanted me to download it, I think. So.
Download what?
Facebook. So I don't really know how it works.
You have Facebook already?
I know. Okay. I never used it though.
Mm-hmm. Let me show you how to use it.
Alright, so I'm not sure if you could pause it. I'm not sure if you could pause a live. Normally you could, but I'm not sure if it was your Facebook. It even has a pause button. But, whatever. It says salary, interest, dividends, real estate business, and taxes. And then you have the income, expenses. Then you have an auditor. You need a good auditor. I didn't have a good auditor. My auditor was my brother, and I lost a lot of money due to him. I was a lawyer. My brother was like a teacher. My mom you were like a chef, and we were kind of just doing. I had the best job. And my auditor is not supposed to allow me to spend more than my account size, and I of course my auditor didn't know that, and I ended up going bankrupt, and I lost my job, and I was out first. And I remember we played it when we were first moving into this house. We were laying on the floor because we didn't have a bed, a couch.
So what's the lesson learned from that when your auditor is bad?
Get 3 auditors.
Lesson learned is in real life when you have accounting that manage your finance or your CPA, make sure you get a good one.
Or you audit yourself.
Okay, or else they do make you lose all your money.
Yeah, so he caused me to go bankrupt.
Oh yeah, you verify it too. You know, even CPA, after they do your tax, you have to go back and review everything. Don't just sign it.
Yeah. Oh wow, and it even has number of children and expense per children. So like you're probably gonna go bankrupt from that too. You have the balance sheet, your assets and liabilities. So this is very detailed. It takes a really long time to fill out. There's like 10 jobs only. So like it's not as surprising because you're expecting a certain job. I already know I'm gonna be like one of them. There's only like 2 good jobs, so that's kind of it.
What is it?
The only 2 good jobs were like a business owner and like a lawyer, and everyone else was like a chef, a maid, a cleaner, a plumber.
You can be you learn about law, and then after that, then you can open a business with law. Because to open a business, you need to have a skill to open a business, right? And then after that, then you can hire a lawyer to work for you.
Oh yeah, I don't think this game talks about college fees either.
It's not, yeah.
Because maybe you have to pay to get a job. Because like if you get a lawyer, then you have to pay a lot of money for the law school, and then you're eventually going to get fired, and then you have to.
But when you invest in yourself, it's in your education is an investment. Unless that education is not worth it. Unless that education you cannot find a job with it, then it's not investment. Anything and any time you put money and time into something and you get more time and more money, that's called investment. If you don't, then it's not.
Yeah. Alright, so we have the income statement. Income and expenses. By the way, your job won't want to see this. Your bank will. Your job wants to see your school, not this, because if they know that you're rich or they know that you're poor, then they're probably not going to hire you. We're doing a video.
15 more minutes. 15 more minutes.
What?
15 minutes.
I don't know, camera. Camera's going, not camera.
Oh yeah, go yeah.
What? Oh, they're going there. Okay.
I don't know why you come in into a bus.
I know, right? It's so disruptive. So then we have the income statement, income and expenses. That's kind of it. The balance sheet is assets and liabilities, and so net worth is actually assets minus liabilities. Then you have net worth. That doesn't mean how much money you have in your wallet. That actually just means if you sold every single thing that you had, you would have a certain amount. So Jeff Bezos doesn't have like I don't know. Last time I checked, he had somewhere. No, Elon Musk is now the richest. Well, I haven't checked the last richest guy in like last year, so I need to figure out. I'm pretty sure it's Elon Musk now. Last time, then Jeff Bezos got divorced. He lost half of his money, and the richest woman, Jeff Bezos' wife, her source of income is divorce. So you might want to become a divorcer one day to get more money. I'm just kidding. Because if you're richer than the person you married, then you're actually going to lose money. So there's always a price to pay. There you have balance sheet, assets, liabilities. Oh yeah, assets. So like before, I thought someone like Jeff Bezos has like $80 billion in his pocket to spend. Now like, why don't you just go and like spend $1 million on like a million large fries? No, like a couple 100,000 French fries, a couple 100,000 Big Macs. But I remember that like he doesn't have $81 billion in his pocket. That's just if he sold if he just sold his house, his car, his shirt, his glasses, if he wears glasses, if he sold his bed, table, he's everything, then he would have like $80 billion. It's just something like that. So net worth is supposed to be large. You're supposed to have a good net worth. your pocket money is different. Oh yeah, asset. The Webster's Dictionary. I'm not sure who Merriam-Webster's. It's just like a popular dictionary. Haven't done much on why it's called Webster, but I think it's just the guy who created it. Asset is the property of a deceased person subject to the law of the payment of his or her debts and legacies. That's weird because like I don't think you have to be dead to have an asset. That's kind of confusing. Then the entire property of a person, association, corporation, or real estate applicable.
You don't need to have a debt to have an asset. Sometimes you can buy a house, pay all cash for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rich Dad said he defined it simply something that puts money in my pocket, which is probably a lot easier than, like, it says property of a deceased person that is theirs by law. So that's kind of weird because like I think that's different asset because I don't think you have to be dead to have an asset. Like I'm pretty sure Elon Musk has assets. I mean, maybe he's not dead. I'm pretty sure he's not dead.
Stocks is an asset. Stocks that go up, anything that is going up, appreciated and value. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently your house is an asset.
Yeah, a house is an asset because you know for sure that 5 years later it's going to increase in value.
It isn't an asset.
Huh?
Your house is not an asset.
Well, if you get it for a good deal, it's an asset.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, like he said, people disagreed with him a lot, and until like the New Depression came. Not the New Depression. The New Depression was the Germany one, but like the 2007, 2008 one, all the house values got destroyed, and like apparently that's when they figured out that their house was actually a liability.
You know why? You can turn a house into an asset. You know why? You can buy a house at very low price that has many rooms and you rent out all your room. So all the rent pay for your room. So you live in it too. So it's an asset for you because they pay for your house and for your rent.
And then it's kind of weird to have
5 years later you make money if you sell your house like that.
I don't know. It's weird to have old people living in your house.
I mean,
like imagine if they're like a stranger living in our house.
You don't. I mean, you can let them live in. Rent it out, and then if you buy it low, you rent it out. You're not losing any money. Or you have extra money, cash flow, then you use that money to rent somewhere else for yourself to live.
Yeah. So, what was it again?
And then after that, when the interest rate is low, you refinance and you have more cash out. Because before people have like interest rate maybe like 7%, and now they can refinance their house for 2.0%, and they have a lot of like extra money because their payments are a lot lower. They can save like $500 or $1,000 a month, and that's extra money for you to pay for your own rent somewhere else. Then it's an asset.
Yeah, my grandma does that. Well, she doesn't live in the house anymore because she moved in with us. That we could actually eat because my mom and dad can't cook for me because they're busy. My mom cooks for me sometimes. My dad more buys food than cooks. But my grandma makes me sweets, and my mom cooks sometimes good food but it's rare because she's a busy person making a lot of money, right?
Well, you have to wait it. You have to wait like. What are your hours? Will you get paid for doing something else? Yeah, if I get paid more doing something else than cooking, of course I do something else.
Yeah,
and I pay someone lower wage to do cooking.
Yeah, so my grandma, she used to, she still does, rent out her house to some friends, some strangers. She used to live in the garage of her own house. Well, now her house is paid off. So that's good.
She paid her house in 5 years. That's why she has financial freedom. She don't have to work for people and let people boss her around or fire her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
don't let people distract you.
He's doing it on purpose.
Go. Just talk.
Okay, so my grandma did that. She lived in the garage and have people pay rent for her. So that's good. I wouldn't live with strangers because it's uncomfortable. You can't go sliding down the stairs. You can't go swim. That'd just be weird. You can't run around your house hitting each other.
How about this? When you go to college, when you have to move out mommy's house, you know, of course, it's better if you can stay at mommy's house. But if you go to college, I will stay somewhere.
I know. If I go to like Harvard,
you buy a house and then you let your friends rent your room. So you live with your friends, not stranger.
And I'm living in a dorm though, right?
Oh, the first year you should live in a dorm, so because it's fun experience. But don't have too much fun and not focusing, huh?
It's so expensive though.
Oh yeah, if it's too expensive, then buy a house. Price? Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure if it's too much, but it goes up like $20,000 if I rent a dorm.
Yeah, it's too expensive. Then buy a house there, and have your friends rent your house.
Pretty sure buying a house is more expensive than buying a dorm.
Well, we'll see where. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so $50,000 for education in Harvard alone, $70,000 for a dorm and food and education.
Yeah, dorm is too expensive, and you're giving away your money. It's not like something you can get back. Yeah, you want to consider.
Yeah, so like it's the difference between $200,000 in debt and $300,000 in debt. That's a huge difference.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, like I'd rather eat normal good food than like college food. Apparently, college food is good or something.
That's why you have to learn to cook a little bit before you go to college.
I'm not sure if it could be different from school cafeteria food. So that's assets and debt. Income statement have for ES, which is employee and small business or self-employed. The income statement for them is job security, which is their income, and expenses. Income is pretty much job security because if you don't have a job, of course they're gonna become poor. Yeah, they can't pay for the expenses. The BI, the business and investor, balance sheet is the property and production assets, then liabilities or whatever liabilities they have, and that's kind of the difference. During his second window of learning, it was supposed to be interesting for him. He had troubles in high school and he flunked out of English twice. That kind of sucks. My dad says if you speak English, you get an A in English. That's different because like school English isn't just talking. It isn't writing. It's just like random stuff you never knew before. Random punctuation marks that you'd never use. And these different like ways to talk and ways like not everyone's going to become an author. Not everyone's going to become a math teacher. Not everyone's going to become a scientist or a doctor. Not everyone's going to like
That's why the sooner you clear what you want to be, the better it is. Because you can focus on that path.
Yeah, so
and not wasting time learning something else.
Alright. He flunked out of English twice at ages 15 and 17. At least it wasn't twice in a row. I mean, give him some credit for that. He was thankful his dad was the superintendent for education. So his dad bailed him out a lot of times. Because he's super smart. I'm pretty sure his dad was really disappointed in him. And if it wasn't for that, he would have dropped out of high school, which would really suck. Because, like, even though education is important, apparently it's not that important to, like, your life. But, like, come on, you gotta at least get through high school. Skipping college is okay, but dropping out of high school is kind of bad.
Yeah, unless you already have a business that you work on.
But you need at least
what are you going to do with your time? And if you put your time in school, you might as well do well, not waste it.
Yeah. So his dad said, "Do not panic," and he.
Go ahead.
Everyone, look, he's shocking us. He's still there, but it's okay. His dad didn't. Let's see, where is it? His dad didn't panic or yell at him. He said, "Often in life you run into people you do not like or who do not like you. Learn from experience, grow from it, and move on." And his dad was talking about his English teacher, a horrible teacher who flunked nearly 2/3 of his class. That's bad. I didn't really like my science teacher. I mean, it was sometimes fun, but like it kind of was his last year. He didn't grade over half the assignments. He only graded the ones I didn't do so well on, so that really sucks. I got like an A on a couple of projects, and he said, "I'm not grading them. I have a life too. You have a life. I have a life. I'm not a teacher."
Then just give you an A then.
Why would you say I don't want to grade the homework? You assign us the homework. Expect to grade it.
Then just give you guys all A then.
I know. So that really sucked. I did not like science. It was my least favorite
because
class.
of the teacher, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The partner situation wasn't good either. We had the partners weren't that trustworthy, and then you have the ones where turn to a person on your left or right, and they're more guaranteed that you'll be your partner. Sometimes you don't have a chance to pick a partner, and that's also really bad. At least give us a chance. I mean, sometimes if you work for people, you don't have a chance to who you work with, because like if you got hired for a company, your coworker is your coworker. But if you work for yourself, I mean, self-employed, at least you don't have to work for anybody. But if you're like business, you could choose who you work with, because you kind of own the business.
Yeah, you have more control. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was some crazy times, and a lot of people didn't like the teacher. His dad fired the teacher, his English teacher. So that's pretty crazy. At least he had a reason. Because come on, you don't just fail 2/3 of the class. Because if the class is that bad, either the teacher is making it too hard, or the students is just not that smart. And that kid should probably try to make it a little bit easier. Because at least make the class standard a C and not an F.
Yeah.
So you probably make it a little bit
you
easier.
want to give the kids
a little bit of a chance.
Something like a love to learn, the experience of loving to learn. You cannot just fail all of them, make them all don't like to learn, even though they try hard and they fail. Then in the future, they don't like to learn anymore.
Okay, so you fired a teacher, and he explained to the assembly of high school teachers, a teacher's job is to teach, not fail students. If a student fails, the teacher has failed. That I agree, because if you didn't do well, then your teacher didn't do well. That's why my mom always wants me to act smart when I come across people, because if I look dumb, then that means that she failed in trying to teach me. So you try to make me look as normal as I can in the public, right?
Like what? I tell you look smart in front of people?
No, you tell me not to act dumb.
Yeah, people step over them. If you act like you're dumb, then people think that they're better than you. Then they cap on you. They step over you.
Yeah. So
but don't be like acting so smart and show off. People don't like that too.
Yeah. All right. Next page. Okay. Oh yeah. Because a business is not a democracy. The business place is not a place to argue, not a place to have debates. Even though a debate can be useful, business is not the place for that. Debate in business is kind of when leaders debate each other to see who has the better idea. It's kind of like that, but the employees shouldn't be like yelling at each other and stuff. So what he said, he remembered a meeting with Rick's dad and his investment team. I'm not sure if Rick's dad told him about it or if he was listening while Rick's dad was yelling at his people. But he said, all I ask of you is to do your jobs. I don't make excuses. If you cannot do your job, look for a new job. And that's when they were arguing to each other. He said, this is not a democracy. You shouldn't be arguing there. So, because like, if you're paying someone, you want them to spend more time on working, not yelling at each other. So, alright. Then you have each of the different ones. You have MBA, not NBA, it's MBA. MBA and NBA sound so similar. I don't know. I just sound. But what was it again? What was MBA again?
MBA, Master. B mean business. A means administration.
So that was Poor Dad's idea, and that was for the E and the S quadrant. It teaches you how to become an employee and a self-employed. Rich Dad he goes for the OPM, other people's money, which is kind of funny, because like it's not even his money, using other people's money. And 3-day real estate seminar. So if you want to become a doctor, go to medical school. If you become a lawyer, go to law school. And if you want to be a capitalist in the B and I quadrants, you need to choose your teachers, your classrooms, your educational process carefully. So, yeah. Anyways, alright, I think that's enough for today's video. We've been talking here for over half an hour. We've been here for a really long time. And I'm not sure if you guys are still listening to me, but if you are, then that's great. So 3 things that I've learned today with you guys was that let me go back here. Was the 3 windows of learning, the cash flow financial statement, the income statement, the balance sheet or statement, the definition of asset. Definition of assets. Teachers are supposed to teach and not fail each other, and business is not a democracy, and how each of the different dads teach. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time. Bye for now.